How is it going, everyone? It's Johnny Beard here with another tier list Thursdays, and we are covering something slightly different today. We're going to be covering Christmas stuff. We're going to be doing a Christmas tier list next Thursday as well, and why not? Let's just take the load off. Let's not talk about video games for a change. Let's talk about Christmas chocolates. Let's talk about UK Christmas chocolates. Now, I am going to be covering the four traditional tubs of chocolates that you get here in the UK. For those who don't know, they are Celebrations, Roses, Quality Street and Heroes. So not covering like matchsticks or anything like that today, you know, whilst they are very valid. And hey, might make another Twitch, make a tier list Thursday stream another time. That's not what we're doing today. We thought we'd cover the four classics, the four traditional, very popular tubs of sweets. You know, these things over here. I've got some Heroes, which are some of my favourite chocolates, giving you a bit of a steer into probably the territory we're about to go into today. So as always, we're going to be putting things into the decent tier. These aren't tiered S, A, B, C. These are tiered all day Christmas day, great, good, decent, maybe, or trash. So C tier technically is decent, B is good, A is great, and S is all day Christmas day, and F tier is trash, and D tier is maybe. So for those who don't know, so of course we're going to drop the chocolate into the decent / C tier, and then we're going to discuss it and move on to the next. So I've tried to kind of not randomize it, but kind of, you know, not just cover one selection at a time. We're going to be going and covering different, brands basically. So the first one we're going to start off with is the Roses caramel, and please forgive me if I get some of these wrong, by the way. Some of them I don't kind of know the names of. So you got this is like the golden barrel, isn't it? Now again, I'll say it straight away, Roses generally are my least favourite. Or is it Quality Street and Roses? I probably would say Roses slightly less as nice than Quality. I don't know, actually. Now we'll find out, I suppose, but generally speaking I do think they're not as good. But the golden barrel, the caramel barrel Roses is nice. It's good. Now there are better caramel sweets. I'll get that out of the way. I love caramel. Chocolate and caramel for me is like a match made in heaven, and I love caramel chocolate. So hence I really like this, but there are others to come that are, in my opinion, better. But this is the classic. Now of course the Roses tin is a very classic tin, you know, same as a Quality Street. Heroes and Celebrations are more modern, aren't they? So when we're talking about British classics, the golden barrel's up there. It really is. I'm going to put this into good tier. I think it is a strong opener. It might even be good to great, but I'm going to go with good for now, and I might knock it up later on, but it's a good start. But then you've got this straight afterwards. Now, these are practically identical, really, in terms of what they are. They are a chocolate caramel. However, the dairy milk caramel sweet is just fucking god tier. It was my first love, I think. I remember getting a bar of Cadbury's, getting a bar of dairy milk caramel. It used to just be called the caramel bar back when in the 90s. It was called the caramel bar. It wasn't called the dairy milk caramel. And it's always been up there. It was my first proper love. Is it a massive love, or is it I mean, it's going straight into great, maybe even S tier here. This is a banger. It's so nice. I actually I might be steering towards just general chocolate tier list stuff here rather than UK Christmas chocolates, but if we're talking caramel bars, I miss how they used to be. You used to bite into a caramel bar and it used to just you used to be able to feel your teeth go through the caramel. It was just heavenly. It's still very good. I'm going to put it into great tier, but that is a great to an all-day Christmas day tier. It's very close either way. It's just amazing. And I hate to be that guy that goes, it's not as good as it used to be, but it isn't. And then we got the fudge. Now fudge is nice. It's a solid chocolate bar in my opinion. Would I choose fudge? Generally no. Generally, if we went, Johnny, we're going to give you a tin of the fudge is Celebrations, I think, isn't it? Off the top of my head. If you offered me a tub of celebrations and you went, JB, have what you want, I probably wouldn't go for fudge. I probably would be going somewhere else. And then when the box, the tin kind of reduces a bit and there's some fudge left, I kind of go, now I'll go for some fudge. That tends to be the chocolate I would kind of go for. I'm going to put it into decent tier. It is a solid, consistently very, very good option, but I tend to go for others more. It's nice. I like it. I like... again, we're talking about just general chocolate from the UK, like a fudge bar is nice as well. I was always team chomp over team fudge when I was a kid, but I did like both, so yeah, fudge is solid. Nice bar. They never did make a chomp version of the Christmas chocolates, did they? And then we got the Quality Street variation of the caramel here. So this is kind of like again, it's like, is this one the golden barrel? Maybe I got them wrong, I don't know, but this is the Quality Street variation. Now again, this is better than the roses variation in my opinion. So it's quite funny that these are all kind of accidentally placed near each other, because they are always like the equivalent. I mean, the fudge isn't, but the other three are kind of in the same bracket, really, I'd say, in terms of being that chocolate and caramel combo. Caramel takes it. I mean, I'm going to probably put that up to S tier, and I'm going to put that into great. I do think the Quality Street caramel barrel, whatever you want to call it, is solid. It's very, very nice. It's better than the roses version as well, in my opinion. So that's kind of how I'm going to rank those, and I might move things about. But yeah, the Quality Street caramel is banging. Although you just cannot beat the Dairy Milk caramel for me. It's just amazing. The only thing that can beat a Dairy Milk caramel is a 1990s Dairy Milk caramel, really. So, and then we've got this roses. This is kind of like the fudge for roses, isn't it? Again, it's kind of a similar kind of like thing going on here. So you got fudge versus roses fudge-y type of, I don't know what to call it. I apologize if I don't know the names of certain chocolates here, but it's kind of the same thing. Kind of similar. I don't think I'm debating putting it into maybe. It's probably slightly inferior to the fudge. For me, you can't beat the fudge. Fudge is, in terms of that type of like toffee, soft toffee type of bar of chocolate. So yeah, I'll put it there, but that is not like far behind. That's a debatable one here. Now here we go. Here's the caramels, guys. Here's the caramels. So now we have the Galaxy caramel. Now this is where it gets very interesting, because I do think Galaxy caramel is nicer than Dairy Milk caramel. Hot take? Don't know. Also hot take, normal caramel Galaxy is nicer than salted caramel. I'm sorry, I said it. I never understood the whole hype behind salted caramel. Like, if you offered me, again, Johnny, would you like a salted caramel chocolate bar? I'd be like, yeah, sure, why not? But if you offered me salted caramel and caramel, I'd go caramel any day of the week. I don't understand the fascination with salted caramel. I just don't get it. It doesn't make it better. It makes it slightly more salty, which for me isn't my thing. I'm not a massive salt guy. I'm a sweet guy. So I don't think it makes it better, personally. So this is definitely going into S tier. And in fact, I'm going to knock it into the top bit there, because Galaxy Caramel is the best, probably the best Galaxy. Sorry, it's probably the best caramel chocolate product in UK right now, in my opinion. It's just so good. And then we've got the cream egg twisted. I like a cream egg twisted. Hot take, definitely think caramel eggs are better than cream eggs, and then therefore I think cream egg twisteds are not as good as the caramel variation as well. I like a cream egg. Again, if you were to offer me one, I'd say yeah, sure, but I wouldn't say it's like S tier or anything like that. I'm gonna put this into good. I think the cream egg twisted is a nice option to have. I do like a cream egg twisted. It tastes good. It's nice. I just don't think it's as good as caramel, really. Just my opinion. So yeah, that's what we're gonna go with that. I feel like I'm smashing through these. I normally talk a bit more detail about characters from video games, but for some reason chocolate, I'm like, yeah, that'll go there. Now, okay, here we go. So, not a big fan of coconut. Never have been. It's like I would eat it. I would, but I would reluctantly. Like if you were to eat chocolates with me, these guys would be at the end of the tub at the bottom. Like it's like a okay, type of thing. I've got nothing else to have, so I'll have one. That tends to be what the category is for me. My son, however, Braden Beard, loves coconut. He loves a Bounty. He loves a chocolate coconut. I've never. It's kind of crazy. Like more than me and his mum, in fact. It's funny. I'm gonna. I really. I'm gonna put this in the trash. I'm sorry. I don't like even compared to a Bounty, it's not that good. Like again, I'm not massive on Bounties, but like I choose a Bounty over that. And then we've got the roses. Is this the roses equivalent? I think it is. Let me just double check. Well, if there's one thing I'm learning is that I don't know my roses very well. So this blue roses I thought might have been like a coconut. It's not. It's actually caramel. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's like a harder caramel, if I'm not mistaken. It's not like a soft golden barrel one. It's like a harder one. And I mistakenly thought that the brown roses that we discussed earlier was like a fudge. Now, it's not. It's kind of like a caramel bite. So there's actually, kind of crazy to say this, but these are all caramel. Now, again, if I'm not mistaken, this is a soft caramel like golden barrel. This is, I think it's a hard caramel, if I'm not mistaken. And then this is like a crunchy caramel. This is a caramel bite. So, generally speaking, the hard caramels, ones that you have to really chew into, I don't tend to prefer as much as the softer ones. So, I'm actually thinking of putting this into maybe tier. Now, we haven't really accurately talked about the caramel bite yet, because I thought that was like a fudge, but it's not. It's like a caramel bite, so I think there's like a crunch to it, and that is nice. I do like that. I'm going to put it into decent tier. I don't think I quite like it enough to put it higher than that. So yeah, apologies guys, I just didn't know, obviously, my roses very well. Galaxy, on the other hand, this is the classic Galaxy. This is not the caramel Galaxy. This is regular Galaxy, and I like Galaxy. I do think Galaxy. I do tend to choose Galaxy over Dairy Milk. Generally speaking, I do love both, and sometimes I don't have much Dairy Milk. That when it's been a while and then I have a Dairy Milk, I really enjoy it. But generally speaking, I would choose a Galaxy over a Dairy Milk bar. So regular Galaxy is lovely. It's not quite as nice as Galaxy Caramel, but it's still very, very good. I'm going to put this into great tier. I do think the Caramel Galaxy is definitely S tier, without a shadow of a doubt. And this is a solid great. It's a very, very good chocolate. And then we've got the crunchy bits or bites. Love a crunchy. In fact, I prefer crunchy bites to a crunchy. I think the balance of chocolate and the inside, I don't know what it's called, but yeah, the insides of the crunchy. I think the balance is better in a bite than it is in a bar of crunchy. I generally speaking think a crunchy bar is a little bit overrated. Now, my sister, who people who on my Twitch might know as Mrs. Spalding, loved crunchies when she was younger. When me and my sister, there's only 2 years between us, so obviously we had a very strong, and still do have a very strong relationship nowadays. So I remember when she was a kid, she was like, "Oh, crunchies are the best," type of thing, and I was like, "It's okay," and that is my opinion on crunchies. Like, if you offer me you offer me a crunchy, I'll be like, "Yeah, all right," but I'm like not massive on it. But crunchy bites are better. As I said, the combination, there's more chocolate ratio in it, and I just think it makes it nicer. So I am going to put this in the good tier. If this was a crunchy bar, I'd probably put this in the decent, but crunchy bites are good. They are very good. And now we've got the orange Quality Street, and this is not nice. Now, I've got a very weird relationship with chocolate orange. Like, I don't like soft, like creamy orange in a chocolate bar. But I do love chocolate orange. Like, Terry's chocolate orange is gorgeous. And I like certain chocolate oranges like that. But I don't like with this, this basically. I don't like this. This is not nice. In fact, I'd rather have the coconut over it. So I am going to put this into trash tier. By the way, there is another tier which is what the fuck, seriously throw it away. I'm not going to probably bother with that because I don't think I'd ever throw away anything here. I don't think I'd throw any chocolate away. Like, again, the things at the bottom, the chocolates at the bottom of the tubs, I'd still eat. I just would rather not have them compared to any of the other chocolates. You know what I'm saying? So we're not going to even consider that tier today, but we will consider the trash tier. And yes, chocolate orange, Quality Street, definitely trash tier. So then we got another roses here. So this is like a green roses here. So if I'm not mistaken, this is coffee. Now, again, not a coffee guy. I'm a tea guy. Don't like coffee. Don't like coffee drink. Don't like coffee chocolate. Don't like coffee anything. Coffee is minging. So actually, I do tell a lie. I am putting this into the what the fuck seriously throw it away because I would never eat it. This is actually one of the few chocolates I will not eat. I'm not eating it. No. So I didn't realize there was a coffee flavor in the roses. I need to keep an eye out for this now when we get to our roses tins for Christmas because I'm like, nope, I'm not having that. So, and the battle between Galaxy versus Dairy Milk continues here because we got the regular Dairy Milk, which again, I think if you see a pattern, I'm probably going to put Dairy Milk there. So the Cadbury's Dairy Milk versus the Galaxy, and the Galaxy versus the oh, that's an S tier, isn't it? But yeah, that's like an A to S tier. But yeah, Galaxy is superior in my opinion to Dairy Milk, generally speaking. Dairy Milk, I gotta be honest with you. Again, I like a block of Dairy Milk more than when it comes to like these smaller chunks of Dairy Milk, like I don't like the roundedness as much. Like I like the square block, you bite into it. Like that for me tastes much nicer than this rounded edge that you get with these chocolates. It still isn't very, very nice, and of course I wouldn't say no to eating one, but I just prefer the squareness. I think it tastes nicer. It's weird, but it's good. It's gonna go to good tier. That's my opinion anyway, of course. Now we got the Dinky Deckers. I got a Dinky Decker here, ladies and gentlemen. Dinky Deckers upside down, I know, whoops. I love a Dinky Decker. I love a double decker as well. Double deckers are nice, but I must say again, when we talk to chocolate and crunch and nougat type of combo here, Dinky Deckers are banging. I think Dinkies are nicer than doubles, personally speaking. Again, just because the combination and the ratio of chocolate to nougat is just so much nicer. I'd love a Dinky Decker. I do. I love a Dinky Decker. Is it good enough for great, or is it going to go into good? That is the real question here. Because we've got so much in good and not so much in great, I am going to knock up Dinky Decker into great tier here. Yeah. I would say that it's a better chocolate. Yeah, weird. And then we got another one of the roses, I think this is it? Oh no, it's a Quality Street, isn't it? So this is the fudge, Quality Street fudge. So again, we're talking about the fudge variations here. It's one of these, isn't it? Which is weird because when I have these in a tin of Quality Street, I don't associate it with these. But you know what? Now that I think, it is the same. It's weird, isn't it? The Quality Street fudge is really nice. Arguably, actually, now that I think about it, nicer than a fudge. Mind blown. Now that I think about it. I do think this is the best version of the fudge bars. Is it good enough to go into good tier? I don't think so. It's a close one. It is a close one, but no, I'm going to keep this and I'm going to put it here. So it is obvious what I do prefer. But no, it's a solid C. It's a solid C. That's for sure. And then we've got the roses. So again, if I'm not mistaken, this one is the one we thought it was before, which is the country fudge, isn't it? So again, we're talking about, this is the fudge bar I was thinking of before, when I was thinking it was this one, didn't I? So this is fudge, but again, we put that into this tier when we were talking about it earlier. This was over here before, wasn't it? So yeah, definitely inferior, but not by a lot. This is a close CD. But it is going down. It is going down into the maybe tier. Now, we talked about it before, and we already know my opinion on a coconut. And yeah, I don't really like a Bounty, to be honest with you. It's fine. Like, again, if I was to be offered one, like, yeah, sure, you know. That being said, again, we talk about ratio of chocolate to coconut here. I do think that these are better than a Bounty bar. Like, I probably would decline a Bounty bar because there's so much coconut. Whereas the chocolate to coconut ratio here is a bit better on the chocolate front. So, you know, yeah. I think I'm going with trash here, but this is a close maybe trash. Like, I don't hate Bounty. I just don't really like it either, to be honest with you. And then we got the chocolate eclairs, and they're nice. I like a chocolate eclair, as in, I prefer a chocolate eclair cake to a chocolate eclair chocolate, but I like eclairs. It's funny, Punch Sue and I obviously have shared many tubs of chocolates over the many years that we've been together, and she doesn't like eclairs. It's quite funny. She, at the bottom of the box for us tends to be Bounties and eclairs and Snickers, which we'll get to in a little bit. But yeah, I tend to go, I'll have the eclairs, you can have the Bounties or the Snickers, and she's like, deal. You know what I mean? So that being said, do I love an eclair? No, I don't. In fact, I would put this into the maybe tier. It is nice. I do think there's other better chocolates than it though. So it's fine. It is a C to D tier chocolate. Yeah. Now I have a very weird relationship with the triangles of the Quality Street. They are very unique. A very unique chocolate. There's nothing else that tastes like it. And I remember being a kid and saying this was my favourite. Now, by a long shot, it's not now. And it probably did. I think I almost felt like I said it for the sake of it. I don't know why I even said it, because I don't even think I believed myself when I said it when I was a kid. But I remember saying it, and I think I remember my mum and dad letting me have quite a lot of the green triangles when I was a kid, to be honest with you, because I used to say that. Now, it's nice. It is a nice chocolate, but I definitely would not put it anywhere near the top here. I'm inclined to put it into maybe tier, to be honest with you. I definitely think there's better up here, but it's nice. I do like a triangle, but yeah, generally speaking, not that great. Okay, then we got this. This one, if I'm not mistaken, is the hazelnut one, isn't it? Oh, I got that wrong. It is the Brazilian darkness. It's like a dark chocolate, isn't it? It's a nutty dark chocolate. Okay, so that's okay. Again, this will probably be towards the bottom of the roses list, to be honest with you. And now that I look at these, I'm like, nah, let's put this down to here. Let's put this into trash tier. It is. I'd eat it. Like, again, I wouldn't not eat it. It'd be one of the ones that are towards the bottom of the list. That's all. Yeah. And then friends, we got a whisper. Oh hell yeah, we got a whisper. Oh yeah. Again. Whisper Gold. Oh. Whisper Gold, S tier for sure. Arguably prefer a Whisper Gold to a Galaxy Caramel, maybe? That's contentious. I'm not sure. I almost like them equally. My problem with Whisper Golds is that they're quite small. Same with Whispers, actually, for that matter. Whispers and Whisper Golds are quite small. The grammage in the bar is small. I miss the days of the 90s when you used to get good big sized chocolate bars, and then if you just had a big Whisper bar or a big Whisper Gold, fuck me, It was the best. Kids nowadays don't know what they're missing. I feel sorry for kids nowadays who don't get to experience what it was like to have a good sized chocolate bar that made me the diabetic I am today. Whispers are banging. Not quite S tier banging, but definitely great banging. Arguably, it's close to an S tier here. I would argue it is better than anything else under that list. I don't think Whisper Golds are on this list, which is a real shame. You know what? Fuck this. Let's put this into S tier. If Whisper Gold was on this list, I probably would go, nah, you're fine. But no, there's no Whisper Gold. So therefore, Whisper gets the S tier spot there that it thoroughly deserves. Okay, and then we got the toffee penny. I think this is it Galaxy penny? Toffee? Sorry, is it a caramel penny or a toffee penny? Anyway, it is the penny. I really like these. I know not everyone does. They're very chewy, but I mean, sucking on one of these is lovely. I don't tend to have the patience to do that, but it is nice. I do like chewing on these. They're very good. I'm gonna probably keep it there into decent tier, to be honest with you. I think it's a really nice option. So a C tier for me was the penny. That is for sure. And then we got the Maltesers, and I mean, who doesn't? Does anyone not like Maltesers? Anyone that doesn't like Maltesers, comment below. Please let us know. I want to know who the Malteser haters are out there, because you're fucking wrong. You got problems, man. Maltesers are lovely. Again, I do think there's some people who think that like Maltesers S tier straight away. Maltesers S tier. I'm not quite as massive on that as I am with certain other chocolate bars, but I do think it is a solid great here. In fact, I would say that the Maltesers in the it is in the celebrations box, I think, isn't it? Is better than an actual Malteser. Again, for that same reason, that chocolate to malt ratio is better, in my opinion, in one of these than it is in an actual Malteser. I like Maltesers, but I tend to find if you have too many, and I have too many, they get stuck into your teeth quite quickly because the amount of malt that there is. Whereas, and I do think that because there's more chocolate ratio here, that don't happen. Yeah, great, absolutely gorgeous chocolate. Look at this is quite balanced, isn't it? Okay. And then we got this. Now, I don't really know or remember what this is. You know what? I've been looking and I cannot find this anywhere on the internet. Does anyone know what this is? Please comment below. I have no idea what this is. Looking at it, it's kind of got like the little bits in it. I'd imagine it's kind of like got quite a soft center and it's got like crunchy bits in it. So on that basis, like, I don't know. It's kind of got a similar. I'd imagine it's kind of similar to the Quality Street here, but I don't think it tastes the same. It's probably similar. I don't know where to place this because I genuinely don't know what it is. So I'm gonna probably just not rank it. But if you just know what this is, let me know in the comments. If you know what it's called or if you know what it contains, let me know because I cannot find it. I mean, I could do more research on it, but I haven't got time. I've got more chocolate to talk about. So let's talk about this one instead. So this one, if I'm not mistaken, is like the hazelnutty one, isn't it? I want to double check that now, but I'm pretty sure it is. The roses it's kind of got like the nut in it, isn't it? It's hazel whirl. Yes, that's what it is. It's a hazel whirl, and they're nice. I like hazel whirls. Again, they are probably close to the bottom of my list. In terms of if I go from, again, I don't think Punch Sue really liked these much either, so I tend to be one of those, again, Johnny, do you want these? Yes, I'll have one type of thing. So, but, I'm going to put it into the maybe tier. It's fine. Definitely better than the Brazilian Darkness one. That's for sure. And then we got Mars. Oh, yeah. Fucking Mars bars, mate. I love a Mars bar. Again, quite funny we talk about Punch Sue. My wife Punch Sue does not really like Mars. Like she's a Snickers gal, and she was a Snickers gal, and I was a Mars boy. Marses are nice. I do like a Mars a lot. I mean, it's definitely great. Is it S tier? That's the question. You know what? Looking at these, yes, it is. It's an S tier chocolate for me. I love Mars. Mars bars. Again, probably would, no, so not again, actually the opposite of again. I do like Mars bars more than the mini Marses that you get at Christmas. I do think it can't be a fucking Mars bar. It's just beautiful. I'm gutted they shrink them nowadays, because again, when you back in the day when you had a big Mars bar, there's nothing better. There's nothing better. Twirls are gorgeous. Love twirls. I've had many a discussion on my streams, which you should be checking out if you haven't already. I've had many discussions about twirls versus ripples versus flakes. I am team twirl. I've always been team twirl, and why? Because you get 2 twirls, where you get 1 ripple, you get 1 flake. I think flakes are so overrated. Don't get me wrong, in terms of the quality of the chocolate, I do like the taste of I love all 3, but I don't think I prefer the taste of a flake significantly more enough to have 2 twirls. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you had 2 flakes and 2 twirls, I probably would go for 2 flakes. I do think they are slightly nicer tasting chocolate than the 2 twirls, but you don't get that. They cost the same amount, and you get 2 in a twirl. And flakes are so flaky, whereas in a twirl, you can bite into it, it breaks a little bit, but not much. Same as a ripple. I think a ripple breaks a bit more than a twirl does. Again, the taste of a ripple is gorgeous. It's very different taste than the other 2, but it's still so beautiful. Anyway, I know that's a bit of a rant about the 3 chocolates. We're covering 12 inside a Cadbury's Heroes, I think, isn't it? Or is it Celebrations? I apologise. We are covering that, and we, again, you don't get 2, you only get 1 little one, don't you? So 12s are, in this instance, not as good. If we're talking about chocolate bars, then 12s are up there for me. I'd say 12s are probably A or S tier. In this scenario, because you only get 1 little dinky 12, I'm inclined to kind of... It's tough, because then I was comparing it to a dairy milk, and I would say it's probably better. You know what? We will go with great. It is holding on by a thread to the others there, but yeah, we are going to go with great, but I might knock it down. And then we've got the orange crunch. Now, my opinion. It's quite interesting, isn't it? Because we got the Quality Street 2 orange chocolates here. Now, I've told you already my opinion on chocolate orange. So if it's like the creamy variation, I really resist it. I reluctantly will eat one of these. That's why it's in trash tier. These, on the other hand, taste really nice. I love the orange crunch. They're so nice. They're very addictive. I'm inclined to put this into good tier here. Yeah, I think I will. It's a solid entry. Definitely. My opinion. I think it's a great chocolate bar. Underrated. It's an underrated bar. It's an underrated chocolate inside the Quality Street, in my opinion. You don't get people really... I tend to find these get left over a lot, and I'm like, why? These are great. I love it then. That tends to be how my mind works with these. You know what I mean? And then we've got the classic roses, which is basically kind of like the classic dairy milk, isn't it? But again, is roses as nice as dairy milk? No, it's not. But it's a nice, solid choice. So it's going in this decent tier. I think it is perfectly fine. I just definitely, again, when we compare roses to dairy milk to, what would you say, Whisper would be equivalent? Maybe? Not sure. Like, it's not as good. It's just not. You know? Now we got Milky Ways. Now I do love me some Milky Ways. Milky Ways are gorgeous. They're not quite as good as Mars for me. Again, Princessu would disagree with me massively on this, but I do like a Milky Way. It's just a stunning chocolate bar. It's very good. Very popular. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think these were new in the 90s. I may have got that completely wrong. I feel like doing research on this now, but yeah, I feel like I remember in the 90s the Milky Way bar being introduced. I might be wrong. Maybe it was Milky Way Star or something. I'm not sure. But the Milky Ways are good. They are very, very nice. I just don't know if it's good or great is the question. Yes, we're putting this into great here. I do think it's a really good, really great chocolate bar to have. So we got the Quality Street variation now. So this is kind of similar to Roses and Dairy Milk, isn't it? So, you know, the solid green block of chocolate. Again, I kind of feel like these taste the same. They don't really have much difference between these. My opinion. I don't think I could separate them genuinely, apart from the fact that one would be a different shape to the other. They taste for me mentally in my head similar. Maybe this has got a slight, like this one kind of has maybe a slight tint of that, but not enough to make it. Yeah, I think we're going to put into decency here. I don't think there's anywhere else to really put it, to be honest with you. And then we've got the Roses Strawberry Cream, if I'm not mistaken. The strawberry. Oh, I apologise. No, this is the Signature Truffle. I always get this one mixed up. I always think this one is a strawberry, but it's not. We're going to get to that shortly, though. So no, this is the Signature Truffle. So this is just the truffle, isn't it? Which is nice. It's fine. Again, I don't think it's massive or great or anything like that. I would probably say maybe tier, to be honest with you, because I do prefer this to this. It's fine. I would have it towards the bottom of the tub. They're fine. I got no major opinions for or against it. It's what it is. Then we got Snickers. Now I do like Snickers. Now I've got a bit of a weird hot take about Snickers. Can I say I think Snickers are fine. I will have one, but I don't tend to go for it very often. Now Racers from Aldi, if I'm not mistaken, nicer than Snickers. Hot take. I'm going with that. Tell me if I'm wrong or if I'm right. But I genuinely think the Aldi variation, which is called Racers, is a nicer chocolate bar than a Snickers or a Marathon if you're of a certain generation. I don't know what you're thinking of that, but I genuinely think that's my opinion. That's how I think. I think Snickers are overrated. I would eat one. I'm going to put it into maybe. I think it is fine. I don't think it's this bad, but it's not top of my list. I'm not as big on nuts as Patricia does love a lot of different types of nuts, whereas I'm not as much on to nutty chocolate as she is, which makes sense. Yeah, I do think that Snickers are fine. You know what I mean? And then we got the Quality Street strawberry cream, which I think in my opinion on strawberry creams are very similar to orange creams. They are not very nice. The one thing that is different, however, is you can get good chocolate orange, like I said, Terry's chocolate orange. Whereas I do think strawberry chocolate is very, very overrated. I just don't think strawberries and chocolate work well together. I like strawberry. I'm not a massive person on strawberries, but I like strawberry flavored things. Like strawberry sweets are nice, strawberry yogurts are nice. I do like strawberry things, but strawberry chocolate I've always think has been meh. And that's why they are going into the trash tier. Would I almost to a point that I would consider putting it here, but I won't. I would resistantly eat it if I had to. And I'm sure you know opinion on this. It's exactly the same. It is a cream strawberry chocolate made by Roses instead of Quality Street. I feel exactly the same way. I would not want to eat it. If I had to, I would reluctantly do so. Twixes. Now, Twix. I like a Twix. Twixes are nice. I would say that Twixes as a chocolate bar are nicer than a Twix in a Celebrations tub. I think a Twix in a Celebration tub, again, we're talking about the crunch, the biscuit to caramel to chocolate ratio. I don't think they get it quite right in the mini Twixes in the tubs, to be honest with you. Whereas you get a Twixes are great. that are very nice. So this bar, I'm going to keep it there. I'm going to keep this into decent tier. I would have a Twix, I would enjoy it, but I definitely would prefer a lot of other choices than it, to be honest with you. And then we've got the purple one. The purple, the classic Quality Street. I really like these. I think they're really nice. I said I'm not massive on nuts and chocolate, but I don't know. There's certain times when I really do like it. By the way, weird thing, not that it's covering this tier list because it doesn't count, but fruit and nut. I love fruit and nut. I don't know why. It's so weird. I'm not a big fruit guy. I'm not a big nut guy. But if you give me a chocolate fruit and nut bar, I'm in heaven. I love a fruit and nut. I don't know why. Which again, it's weird because Budget Sue doesn't like a fruit and nut bar. But she loves nuts. It's so weird. Anyway, that's a diversion. Just wanted to put that out there. But the purple one with the nut in the middle and the caramel is lovely. It's a very nice chocolate. Is it as good as these chocolates? No. But it's still a good chocolate, in my opinion. It's going straight into good tier. I think they're very, very nice. We're almost at the end here, guys. We've only got 2 more left, and we got the orange roses, which is tangy orange. So again, if I'm not mistaken, this is I think this is a soft orange, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken, which again I'm just not a fan of. So that is going straight down to here. I'm not a big soft orange cream chocolate fan. Just the way I work, I suppose. I'm just not a big fan. So these 4 here are just meh. You know, let's put them next to each other. So these 2 are orange softies. These are strawberry softies. I'm just not a big fan. Just the way I am. And then last, and quite contentiously, potentially at least for some people, is you got the Quality Street caramel stick. And again, I like these. I don't think they're quite as nice as the pennies. These 2 are quite contentious, aren't they? A lot of people don't. These kind of Marmite-y, aren't they? People either love or hate them. I don't really. I mean, I'm probably going to put it to maybe. Like, I would eat it very happily. It would be nice to have one of these. But I do think there's a significant number of other chocolates I would prefer to it, to be honest with you. And therefore I think it should be put into the maybe tier. So yeah, that started off relatively balanced, and then it kind of went bottom heavy. I'm quite surprised. I kind of feel like I'm having to make some changes here. I want to put one of these up into S tier. I think we deserve to have a top 5. But what would be number 5 is the question here. We got a lot of caramel up here. I feel like we should do something non-caramelly here. Fuck it, I'm gonna go. I don't know if I can go with the Dinky Decker. I don't think I can quite go that far. Oh, that's really tough. I don't know what I want to put up into the S tier. You know what? I'll be a good boy, and I will let people be happy with me, and I'll put the Maltesers into the S tier. It is very, very good, isn't it? I'm going to put one of these decents up one. Which one will it be? I'm going to go. Here we go. I mentioned it before, didn't I? Let's put up this fudge into good tier. It's the best of the fudges. It's better than actual fudge. It's an underrated Quality Street, in my opinion. And then let's put one of these up into decent tier as well. And I am gonna go with. Oh, that's tough, isn't it? I'm gonna go with one of the roses. I think that's just like that's kind of the equivalent of this, isn't it? And then this one is. Yeah, this one is kind of like a chewy one, I think, isn't it? That's the chewy one. And that's the bite, isn't it? That's like the caramel toffee bitey one, I think it's called, isn't it? Let's put that into decent here. I think that is very nicely balanced then. I didn't like the idea that the chocolates were bottom heavy. I don't think they deserve to be, because most of these chocolates are incredible. I'm a big chocolate guy. I love chocolate. I'm diabetic for a reason. I eat way too much chocolate, but I love it so much. And I didn't feel comfortable having so many onto decent, maybe, and trash, because let's be honest, most of these are not bad at all. Like they're all anything in decent tier upwards, I think are great. You know, and anything into the maybe tier, I would happily have. And anything into the trash tier, yeah, it's what it is. You know, coconut, orange cream, and strawberry cream. There's a theme, that's for sure. But what are your opinions? What do you think about Christmas chocolate in the UK? If you're not from the UK, you're going, what the heck is all of this? Let me know. I would love to hear from you. And this is not the only Christmas tier list that we're going to be doing, guys. Next week, we're going to be back. We're going to be doing a tier list on Christmas songs. Again, this will be kind of focused probably more about UK-based Christmas songs, but we'll have a play about with it. It's going to be a lot of fun, so you don't want to miss that, guys. But yeah, tell me in the comments, what have I got right? What have I got wrong? I really want to know. But until then, guys, much love to you. Catch you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.